The major thing is the Indianapolis Colts now have a new starting quarterback. It's always been intriguing to various people around the league, someone that I know other GMs have been kind of watching, monitoring. I wonder if that guy would be available. He is now the starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts.
We're back!
I think at this point, I'm very desensitized to the Indianapolis Colts situation because I feel like they've been dealing with this year after year after year ever since Andrew Luck surprisingly retired from the NFL. But it seems like they're trying to break the cycle here, and it does also mean something unfortunate for their previous starting QB. So before we get to the content, we do $100 cash giveaways to a subscriber that turns on our notifications on this channel. We announce the giveaway winner at the end of each week. Now that we get all that out of the way, break! This video is sponsored by one of my favorite partners and friend of the channel, Manscaped. Manscaped has already helped me cut my shower time in half, and their body wash smells fantastic. And now they're innovating within the shower space even more with their brand new body buffer. Now this is truly a milestone in shower innovation, because if you didn't know, loofahs could be really gross as they are a breeding ground for bacteria. The Manscaped body buffer is a handheld exfoliator brush designed to remove dead skin cells, bacteria, and reduce ingrown hairs. If you're currently washing with drugstore bar soaps or body wash administered by your hand, you may not be fully removing all the bacteria and oil buildup found deep inside of your skin that causes body odor, clogged pores, and breakouts. The body buffer is a 100% silicone-based antibacterial exfoliator that helps create more lather without harsh, painful scrubbing. With the body buffer, you can actually get more out of your body cleanser from its super-powered bristles, so your money doesn't go straight down the drain, literally. And bro, I gotta admit, this bad boy is so smooth. I mean, like, I'm not even taking a shower right now and I can't help but scratch my thumb against it. Now, if you opt into the Buff Bundle by Manscaped, you actually get 2 bottles of Manscaped's Ultra Premium Body Wash included in your package. And right now, when you use my promo code FLIGHT, you'll get 20% off of your order at Manscaped. That's promo code FLIGHT for 20% off of your order at Manscaped. And thank you, Manscaped, for the sponsorship. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? The Indianapolis Colts have had a very interesting season, one that we didn't think was gonna go the way it did. After punting on the Carson Wentz experiment 1 year ago, despite him having fairly decent stats if you pull up his basic statistics, but the primary reason why they did decide to trade Carson Wentz was the fact that in various situations they felt like he wasn't the guy that they needed to take them all the way to the promised land. I mean, there's been multiple late game situations where Carson Wentz has been shown on film throwing it into double coverage in unnecessary moments that could end up costing the Colts games. And probably the most famous example of that was the Indianapolis Colts play-in game versus the Jacksonville Jaguars that they inevitably lost due to Carson Wentz's erratic play. So moving on from Carson Wentz, for Matt Ryan, while it was perceived as a little bit trigger happy, you could make a legitimate argument as to why they did it. After all, Matt Ryan proved in 2020 during his age 35 season that he still had plenty left in the tank. This was a season where he threw for over 4,500 yards, and although he regressed in 2021 in his first season without Julio Jones and in his first season with Kyle Pitts, while on a rebuilding Atlanta Falcons team, the Indianapolis Colts saw more than enough to be confident enough to trade for Matt Ryan in hopes that he would do a better job with ball security, and they didn't really need to give up that much in order to try out Matt Ryan. I mean, all the Colts had to give up in order to get the former MVP was a 3rd round pick in the 2022 NFL draft. And unfortunately, things haven't gone as they had hoped. I mean, they currently sit at 3-3-1, and although last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars, they seemed significantly more promising while running a hurry-up offense and getting the ball out of Matt Ryan's hands more quickly, this past week when they faced off against the Tennessee Titans, they tried to employ the same exact concept grabbed, and they lost 19-10. Matt Ryan threw 1 touchdown to 2 interceptions, and the Indianapolis Colts offense was extremely lethargic as a result of it. At this point, it seems like officially, unless Matt Ryan wants to go the backup route, which I don't see why he would, it seems like Matt Ryan's career is officially over, and the Indianapolis Colts made it abundantly clear. And this was a very confusing topic at first, so I'll walk you through everything that we need to hear. According to Ari Meirov, the Colts are benching Matt Ryan and will start Sam Ehlinger versus the Washington Commanders in Week 8 per head coach Frank Reich. So at first, we thought that, okay, Matt Ryan is being benched for good, and that's it. Then there was this other report that Ari Meirov tweeted out, and then he eventually deleted, saying that Sam Ehlinger is just replacing Matt Ryan because Matt Ryan is suffering from a shoulder injury. And for the most part, you could make the argument that he's suffering from a shoulder injury. Earlier that day, Dov Kleiman tweeted this via Albert Breer, saying that scouts believe that Colts QB Matt Ryan's arm is shot, according to Albert Breer. It definitely looks like he has to work harder to get the ball where he wants it to go. It's really funny, man, because I call this the Tom Brady effect. Everyone sees Tom Brady playing until the age of 45, and Aaron Rodgers even playing until the age that he currently is, and up until this year, they were fairly productive quarterbacks. Yes, Tom Brady has had his shortcomings, and if you want, we could bring you guys an update on that later this week, but at the very minimum, he still seems to be able to throw a football properly and has a lightning quick release and could still easily throw a deep ball despite him being 45 years old. The same could be said about Aaron Rodgers. Unfortunately for Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't have the personnel that he once did, and as a result, you see teams taking chances on aging QBs like this. I mean, last year, the Pittsburgh Steelers ran it back with Ben Roethlisberger despite him clearly being way past his prime at the age of 39 years old, which is very old for a quarterback. So eventually we heard from Frank Reich himself what's going on, and he clarified everything we need to know about Matt Ryan and Sam Ehlinger. And that's the fact that Matt Ryan is going to be benched, and they're going to move forward with Sam Ehlinger for the duration of the season. Check it out.
Guys, this guy is special. And, we know right at the quarterback position that it's not our poor production on offense is not on one person. It's not on Matt Ryan. But we also know, as Matt and I talked it through, hey, as head coach and quarterback, as head coach, ultimately it doesn't matter. I'm judged on wins and losses. Quarterbacks judged on points and production and turnovers. We understand that's how it is in this league. And so Matt will be a pro. I will say this: he did get banged up in the game. He does have a grade two shoulder separation, and so will not practice this week. Will be inactive. Nick will be number 2. But Matt is committed to helping this team in every way he can. He's got a lot of years of experience. You always got to stay ready. You never know. This is a funny league. So still believe Matt's going to help us get to where we want to go in whatever role that is.
So we have additional tweets clarifying everything. In the very beginning, we thought this was just going to be something done because Matt Ryan currently has a shoulder sprain of some sort, but we got multiple tweets from Dov Kleiman that says the Colts are benching quarterback Matt Ryan and will start Sam Ehlinger. Then Adam Schefter came in and said that according to Frank Reich, right now the move is for Sam to be the starter for the rest of the season. Field Yates would then go on to say that this change at QB is not temporary. And then Ari Meirov corrected his tweet where he was originally confused about how Sam Ehlinger was going to be used, and that is as the quarterback for the rest of the year. So how does this work financially? Well, according to Spotrac, the Colts fully guaranteed all of Matt Ryan's $24.7 million salary for the season and $12 million of his 2023 salary upon his arrival. Another $14.7 million fully guarantees on March 17th. This kind of is giving me a retirement type of vibe from Matt Ryan. I mean, the reason being because Sam Ehlinger was elevated to QB1 and then Nick Foles was elevated to QB2, which means Matt Ryan went from starter all the way to QB3. Matt Ryan is demoted in favor of Sam Ehlinger, who will start against the Commanders on Sunday. So from a pure X's and O's standpoint, guys, it's really difficult to tell you how this is going to affect the Indianapolis Colts because apart from a small sample size of Sam Ehlinger in the preseason, where he was pretty freaking awesome, by the way, I don't really know how I could predict how he performs. This is clearly the Indianapolis Colts acknowledging the fact that they aren't a good team with Matt Ryan under center, and it shouldn't be so difficult to run their offense the way it is currently. Sam Ehlinger is more of an RPO type of quarterback, whereas Matt Ryan is more of a traditional old school type of QB, and the Indianapolis Colts have a pretty good defense. I mean, at least on paper, man. You're talking about a team that has Shaq Leonard, DeForest Buckner, Stephon Gilmore, traded for Yannick Ngakoue this past offseason, and you saw the potential that this unit has against the Denver Broncos. Yes, I know the Denver Broncos haven't been performing well, but you saw multiple impressive defensive stops from this team against the Denver Broncos that inevitably won them the game. Now, the way the rest of their season can go is one of two ways. Either the Indianapolis Colts end up being terrible with Sam Ehlinger as their quarterback, and then they readdress the situation once again in the offseason, or Sam Ehlinger just happens to be the spark that they needed, and it ends up resulting in the Indianapolis Colts winning a bunch of games. And it's very difficult to predict that because with respect to Sam Ehlinger and the career he had when he was at Texas, he's still a 6th round draft pick that for the most part is a relative unknown, except for small sample sizes that we've had in the preseason. I commend the Indianapolis Colts for being realistic with themselves. They tried the Matt Ryan experiment. In their opinion, they've seen enough. They tried everything they possibly could do to be successful with Matt Ryan, and ultimately it didn't work. So why waste your time at this point? At this point, it's good to see what you have in your young second-year QB before potentially readdressing the position in the offseason once again. With which respect to the Indianapolis Colts, man, dang, it's been brutal for them so far. I mean, ever since Andrew Luck retired, you're talking about a team that went through Jacoby Brissett, Brian Hoyer, Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, and now Sam Ehlinger, 7 different starting QBs under Frank Reich since 2018. So one has to wonder, is it the quarterback's fault or is it Frank Reich's fault? Well, I want to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below. Who are you pointing the blame finger at? What do you think about this decision by the Indianapolis Colts? Do you think it's the correct one? Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.